Welcome back into the film room. I'm your host, Eric Turner. Today we're going to take a look at a few plays, a few breakdowns of Najee Harris versus the Bills defense. The Bills defense did a great job of maintaining their gap integrity, rallying to the ball, coming in waves versus the talented running back. They held him to 16 attempts for 45 yards. That's 2.8 yards per attempt and only 3 first downs. He only broke one over 10 yards, and they just did a great job of coming at the young running back, making him exhaust all of his options, as you'll see in this game footage. The Bills played on the Steelers side of the line of scrimmage all day. Again, great team defense, the type of run defense that they need to carry on throughout the entire year. So without further ado, let's jump into the film. Check out this play from Tremaine Edmonds. Matt Canada, the offensive coordinator for the Steelers, is trying to use some pre-snap shifting and post-snap action to draw the eyes, draw the attention of the linebackers to that flow across the formation. So watch how the Steelers settle in here, and then post-snap, what they do. So they send the receiver across the formation, and they also send this tight end on the sit block across the formation. That split flow with the ball going in this direction. So essentially, the Steelers are taking away a couple different gaps over here on the left side of the Bills' defensive front and adding it to the other side over here. So the Bills have to process post-snap on the fly what gap is going to be theirs with all of that happening. And you can see Tremaine Edmonds is not fooled. He shoots that backside gap as Vernon Butler takes this gap right here. You see his helmet and his body and leverage are all in that gap. So he shoots this backside gap, and thank God he fires his gun like he does here, because if he doesn't, the Steelers may have a gap right here. They may have a nice seam right here, especially with the offensive lineman getting a piece of Taron Johnson. Not much, but he gets a piece of him. But there's a pretty good lane there for the running back, Najee Harris, and there's a good chance that he's going to be one-on-one with Micah Hyde if Edmonds doesn't fire his gun on this play. So really good read by Edmonds, not wasting any time, firing his gun, shooting that backside gap, and then wrapping up the big running back. Well, you can tell that stopping the run was a priority for the Bills defense last Sunday against the Steelers, and this is a play that the Bills actually had some struggles with last year. Just a little crack toss to the top of the screen. And there are a few players I want you guys to pay attention to. First of all, Levi Wallace, Taron Johnson, and then also the plays by Ed Oliver and Jerry Hughes, because Jerry Hughes does not easily give up that edge, and then you're going to see some of the range of Ed Oliver down the line of scrimmage. And just overall, team defense, great team defense, holding leverage. You see Levi Wallace come down, immediately get to the line of scrimmage, squeeze that play inside so that the pursuit from the inside can come and make the play here. But again, watch Jerry Hughes fight through that down block at the point of attack, that crackback block on the crack toss. Ed Oliver in the backfield driving the guard back and then scraping down the line of scrimmage. Very good team defense. Look at all the white jerseys attacking the ball and attacking Harris. And you see Ed Oliver make that tackle. Again, watch the range of Ed Oliver. Watch the force at the point of attack by Jerry Hughes. He feels that crackback coming, and he fights it with his outside hand and strings the play wide. That is so important on these plays. You have outside leverage and contain from Levi Wallace, Taron Johnson working over the top of the block of the wide receiver, and then you got the alley player in Jordan Poyer. Again, this is something the Bills struggled with last year, but it looks like they put in some time in the offseason to shut plays like this down so that the ball can't get outside as easily as it did in 2020. Watch this play by Ed Oliver. The Steelers are trying to run right at him, and it's a really good play call by Matt Canada, the offensive coordinator. Again, you have that split flow, that jet action coming across, and that kind of holds Tremaine Edmonds out here, and the defensive end, Epinesa, has to crash, so they're almost like exchanging gaps there. But look at Ed Oliver off the ball. Look at him fire right out, right into that offensive lineman, and just knock him back. Totally knock him back. And again, force this zone run to get up inside. Him and Hughes do a great job of holding the edge here and winning their matchups. You see Oliver as the entry point opens up right here, and Harris hits it. Oliver disengages and is able to make the tackle on the running back. So good work by Ed Oliver at the point of attack on this weak side zone run. forcing the ball back up inside. He disengages, then makes a tackle on Najee Harris. The Bills' run defense looked really good versus a damn good running back in Najee Harris. And the reason being is because they played on the Steelers' line of scrimmage. They reestablished the line of scrimmage. Look where the ball's spotted. Watch Epinesa, Zimmer, Oliver, and Hughes. Watch the knockback. Look how far in the backfield the Bills play this run to the bottom of the screen. Just knock them back. You see Ed Oliver avoid the cut block and make the tackle in the backfield. That's what you want from your defensive tackle. I want you to watch Zimmer maintain leverage on the front side of this play while knocking his guy back. And then, of course, Ed Oliver, you see his eyes on the ball, times this snap, gets over the top of the reach block by Turner right here. Just great jump off the ball, but working together. Two undersized defensive tackles working together, doing their job. Look at the leverage and the footwork by Zimmer. Look at him string this play wide. And of course, Epinesa and Taron Johnson are on the outside here, kind of holding the edge. And you have Zimmer stringing this play wide. The running back has to make a decision because now Ed Oliver is breathing down his neck. So good work by everybody up front. Good team defense, as you always hear coaches say, by all players here. But Ed Oliver really stood out on a lot of these plays. His jump off the ball, his hustle, his range. You saw all of that on display against the run last Sunday against the Steelers. All right, let's take a look at this run stop by Gregory Rousseau. Really good job of holding the edge here, keeping his outside hand free, but he just makes it look so easy with those long arms. I mean, he gets right into the body. Look at the hand placement inside, and then bench presses him, and he's got his outside hand free. He's got his hand placement inside right here, eyes in the backfield on the ball, and he's really just forcing this running back to stay up inside because he has such good leverage with his hands, and again, that outside arm free. So a really good job here too of not going too deep into the backfield. Sometimes defensive ends will shoot too far upfield and it'll leave a really big alley and the play will get up inside. So really good job of getting to the depth of the heels of the offensive lineman. Some coaches teach that. Some coach about 1 to 2 yards deep, but either way, very good depth on this play. And then a good job of just disengaging and then making the tackle on Harris. Here it is from the end zone angle. Again, look at the pad level, look at the hand placement. I mean, easy leverage. It's so easy for him with those long arms of winning hand placement and winning leverage on these run plays. And again, disengaging and making the tackle. Good stuff from the young defensive end. Steelers try to run inside zone on this play. I want you to watch Rousseau to the left and Oliver, who is the shade nose tackle on this play. Inside zone, up inside, but watch Oliver off the snap. He gets right up into Green and just drives him back. And that's important because it really shuts down any option on the backside of this run. He has penetration. He's in the backfield. That's forcing that running back to stay up inside this way and maybe even cut it back down this way. So really good job of penetrating and playing on the Steelers line of scrimmage right there by Oliver. Now, as Harris is cutting it back, you see Rousseau use his hands, gets his eye on the ball. His helmet's in the inside gap right here with the nickel or defensive back out here out wide. So the Bills do a good job of really just containing this run, including Rousseau on this play. And so now with the helmet inside by Rousseau, Harris sees that maybe he could shoot out the back door here. But watch what Rousseau does as he sees Harris change his entry point and where he wants to get into the line of scrimmage. Look at him flip the tight end that way, put him in the gap to really contain this run. So now Harris decides, hey, I got to get up inside. I got to get what I can because the Bills have the edge secured really well by Taron Johnson and Rousseau. So he does, and then that's where everyone else rallies to the ball to make the tackle. And it's Matt Milano on the backside disengaging to make the tackle for the short gain. Just great team defense by the Bills, making the running back exhaust all of his options and disrupting him behind the line of scrimmage, not letting Harris to get going, to get up the field. They wrap him up and bring him down for a short gain. Here's another play with the Bills playing on the Steelers side of the line of scrimmage. Watch Harrison Phillips shoot this gap right here on the zone run. Just totally force that cutback lane. Makes Harris think, hey, if I can get to the backside of this run, I'll get a positive gain. But then you see the fills by Milano, Tremaine Edmonds, and Hyde right here. Hyde sitting right in the gap. Watch these guys come downhill. Here come the blockers on them. Look at them defeat the blocks, work back, and then they meet at the running back as Harris tries to spin back inside. That is great run defense. Disrupt at the point of attack by Harrison Phillips. Everyone else rally to the ball, get off blocks, and then wrap up the talented running back. Steelers are in the low red zone. They try running the ball to Harris again here. Watch the congestion up the middle, specifically right off the ball by Ed Oliver. You're going to see the right tackle try to reach him, and almost looks like he leaves early. But right as the ball snap, you can see him get off the ball. But look, Oliver still beats him to that B gap right there. I mean, look how fast Oliver is off the ball there. So he inserts into his gap there. Everyone's leveraging their gaps perfectly. You see the tight end trying to cut Rousseau right here. And he does get a piece of him, but Rousseau is able to bounce back up. You got the C-gap player in Poyer. And Harris tries cutting it back to the left here since there is so much congestion up the middle. But you see Poyer attack. Now he misses a tackle, but here comes Trey White to make a strong tackle on Harris. So very good team defense. Very good gap integrity by the Bills. And they forced Najee Harris to bounce it outside when this play was supposed to hit up inside. Fortunately for the Bills, everyone was to the ball. You see all the white jerseys there rallying to the ball to make a stop. Some really good defense by the Bills on this play. A run by Najee Harris. You're going to see on the snap, Jerry Hughes is going to shoot upfield and box that play in. That offensive lineman is kicking him out. So now Harris has to get up inside. Watch Tremaine Edmonds, but then watch all of the Bills in the white jerseys string this play out. You see them string Harris to the sideline, force him to run the ladder to exhaust all of his options, not getting upfield and not getting into the open field. They string him out, and then on the sideline, Edmonds cleans up. That's what you want from your defense. Make the running back exhaust all of his options out and then punish him at the end of the play. So while there was a decent gain on this play, they force Harris, a guy who could take it to the house on any given play, they force him to the sideline where they can use the sideline as another defender. And then you see Edmonds finish the play just like your linebackers should. This is towards the end of the game with the Steelers trying to close this game out. Watch the Bills key in on the sniffer, this offline tight end right here as he comes across a formation. Watch Poyer, watch Edmonds, watch the defense follow that guy right to the ball. The Steelers are pretty much trying to run a counter tray here, but watch Poyer key in on that, follow that man right to the ball. That is the lead blocker here, and Poyer replaces him on the backside of this run. Does a great job of filling and wrapping Harris up right at the line of scrimmage. Thanks again for joining me in the film room, showing you how the Bills stymied Najee Harris, the Steelers running back this week. We appreciate all of the support. Make sure you subscribe and share all of our content from our Cover One YouTube channel. We will see you in the film room next week.